Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different with the One Sheet Wonder. We will be doing a One Sheet Wonder, but we're not going to be using Designer Series paper. We're going to be using our own stamp set, inks, and cardstock to create our own Designer Series paper, cut it up, and create 4 gorgeous One Sheet Wonder cards in a flash. Let's change the camera and get started. Okay, so the stamp sets that I'm using today for our One Sheet Wonder project is the Gorgeous Leaves. And then I took the sentiment right here, So Thankful for You, out of the Pretty Pumpkins stamp set. So it's kind of 2 stamp sets, but the majority is going to be the leaves and the sentiment is going to come from the Pretty Pumpkins. So let's get started. We are going to create our own piece of Designer Series paper. We're going to take a piece of the Very Vanilla 8.5 by 11. We're going to take those leaves from that stamp set. The first one I'm going to use is this one. I always start out with the biggest leaf first, or the biggest image first, and the Cherry Cobbler ink. Let's see, get in here, make sure that my paper's in. And we're just going to create our own Designer Series paper by Stampin' Up. I want to get in here a little bit, like so. We're going to stamp up this whole sheet. And then we'll cut it up. There's really no right or wrong. Every time you do this, you will get a different look because you're not going to stamp those images in the same spot every time. And we'll start down here. You want to make sure that you're stamping off the paper in some of the areas because we are going to use the whole sheet. So you want to make sure that you get good coverage. All right. I can always come back later if I want to fill in anywhere, but the next I'm going to take is Old Olive with the green leaf here, and we'll stamp that in between up on top. Like I said, you can do any place that you like. And let's see, I'll go here, here, here. And you can change your direction. The leaves can go in any direction you want. Then I'll come in with a smaller one with the bumblebee. And we'll fill in here, 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 down here. And maybe I want to go in here. Squeeze them in. That looks pretty good. I have some bare spots, but that's totally fine because we are going to come in with yet another stamp. These are all from the same stamp set. I'll leave those out just in case I want to come back in. But you're going to take the dotties, the little dotted speckles. There's bigger ones, there's a wood grain, but I'm going to use the little ones. And you're going to stamp directly on and then off. Directly on, off. And you're just going to fill in all kind of those blank spots. Don't worry about going over top of your leaves. Totally fine. And but that's going to kind of fill in any area that was a white space. Where did I miss? You can stamp off, and then if you don't want too much dark, what do you think? Does that look good? I think we're pretty filled in. The next thing you're going to do is cut that up. So you're going to bring in your trimmer. We are going to cut this at 5. And then at 5 again. We're going to use this for our inside. Going to turn that at 3 3/4. Come in 3 3/4. Again, this is going to go for the inside. Take this 3 3/4. So you're going to cut this up 3 3/4 by 5. You'll have 4 pieces, and those will be in your insides. Now, if you like, you can look at your cutouts, because we have the beauty of being able to come back in with more if we want, with designer series papers already printed. So let's say, oh, I want a little bit more red showing over here. You can come in and add to your cutouts. That is no problem. Maybe I want to do a little there. Maybe I want to come up just a tad here. I mean, don't be scared to fill in anywhere you think you need a little something, something. Maybe, I mean, you could do this all day. You got to quit somewhere, but you get the idea. So don't be afraid to come in, add anything you need. Like I see a couple spots that maybe I want a little bit more ink. In the filler areas. Totally fine to come back in. You can do whatever you want. This is your own print, your own design. Now you're going to take them and you're going to run them through your cut and emboss machine. Inside, this is the Bark 3D embossing folder. It's a new embossing folder. I thought with the leaves, a little tree bark went really well. I've already went ahead and did that for you, so you don't have to wait for me to run them all through. So they all have that nice bark texture. We're going to take all 4 of them and we're going to attach them to a piece of the cherry cobbler. So because of it being textured, I am coming in with the liquid glue. Our cherry cobbler is 4 by 5 1/4. Like I said, these are super easy, quick and easy, one sheet wonder creating with your own designer series paper that you stamp up. Sometimes we forget that we can create our own designer series paper, and it can be just as gorgeous as the printed one, sometimes even better. Now when you cut up the cherry cobbler, you're going to be left with some 1/2-inch strips. We are going to actually use them on our cards. So you're going to use that whole piece of cherry cobbler cardstock on your mats, across the front. So today's one sheet wonder takes 2 full sheets of berry vanilla, cherry cobbler, and then our cards are going, the bases are going to be Sahara sand. All right, so we're going to stick those all. I'm just debating here. So here's our leftover strips. So 2 of your cards, you're going to have strips like this. Then you will need an additional cherry cobbler, because 2 are going to be horizontal and 2 are going to be vertical. So we're going to just attach those strips. You can put it towards the top, you can put it across the center. I'm going to just kind of do it across the center like so. That looks, straight. Same with this one. So you're going to have a total of 4 cards, 2 of each design. Get my strips here. Let's see, I want to come up just a hair, I think, like that. We're going to leave just a little bit of a gap in between them. Just like that. Then I stamped the sentiment from the Pretty Pumpkins. I stamped it on the Sahara Sand and punched them out. I said the Cherry Cobbler on the Sahara Sand and punched them out with the Everyday Label Punch. So that makes it very quick and easy. So those are all going to be stuck on there. You can see how quick these cards come together. One thing with the glue, it just kind of gets all over my fingers and everything gets sticky. There we go. Same with these. We're going to just put them on those stripes like so. My glue is getting down too. And then all we have to do is add them to our card bases. Our insides are going to be very vanilla. So I'm just going to set these aside a second. Come in. We have our strips left over. So we're going to just attach those at the bottom and then we'll just cut off, trim off what we don't need. If you want, you could take your cutter. I'm just going to quickly do it with a scissors. I think I can cut pretty close, straight line scissors cutting. Okay. Now our card base is the Sahara Sand, so you really wouldn't need to add, it's a pretty light color, you wouldn't need to add the very vanilla to the inside, but I like the lighter. This is from the side strip. So there you go, minimal waste for that 8.5 by 11. I have this little piece and then I had a little corner. Those will be. So you're going to have your card base, like I said, Sahara Sand. 2 of them are going to be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Go ahead and put your insides in. Like so. Okay, so that one's going to be going up and down because that's the way I put the inside in. I suppose it could go like this inside. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Switch it up. Never any mistakes, right? You just revamp. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. How easy was that? Okay, so I have 2 that are going horizontally, and I kind of like the strip up the side instead of at the bottom, so that's how we're going to do it. Now I have 2 that are 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. These are going to go in like this. And this will go at the top. One more of those. Inside. Look how fast these come together. And these could be great birthday cards as well. I mean, you have, I know I have lots of fall birthdays. My birthday is today. So you get the pleasure of seeing my creation one sheet wonder on my birthday. Could have made my own birthday card. There you have it. There is your own self-created, let's get these in here, one sheet wonder. I think they are gorgeous. I love the color combination there. Again, we use the gorgeous leaves for our main stamping. The sentiment came from the pretty pumpkins, and then I ran them through the cut and emboss machine inside the bark 3D embossing folder to give that nice barky look to them. So that is your one sheet wonder for today. Create your own. You will love the results. That is it for today. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you like, share, follow. Click on that bell in the upper right hand corner so you always know when I go live. Give me those thumbs up, comments. I appreciate any and all orders. You will see the list of supplies that I used under the video. It will say show more. Click on any of those links and it will bring you to my online store. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by.